This is our Fluffilo making machine. Please disregard all of the toys you see laying around the room. This is our home project where we make our Fluffilos in the middle of our living room along with the toys. There's the yarn. We're using skeins for our yarn. Spools would be much more effective. We can't seem to find spools of yarn. And we have the yarn tied to the end of that device there, and then we're wrapping it. For the large Fluffilos, the Mega Fluffilos, we wrap 700 times. So we use 10 skeins, that's 70 wraps, or maybe a few more, but somewhere around there. Depending on the thickness of the yarn, if you're using a thinner yarn, it might need more strings. So we're just wrapping. You can do your color combinations differently. You can do by separating the colors as you wrap, you'll get a blocked sort of color scheme on your ball, and by just letting him go randomly, you'll get more of a salt and pepper look. Here it shows him putting the zip ties on and measuring the distance between those zip ties. It's really important to get those measurements exactly right. For the Mega Fluffilos, I think that the measurement is 4 3/4 inches, but I will check on that to make sure. So we're measuring and then double measuring to make sure that it's accurate. It would be a really good idea to make a little measurement device that you can attach to that machine right there that has pre-measured lines that you align your zip ties to. And we have done that with just a simple piece of cardboard on one of our other wrapping machines, but that's not shown here. And then you could have the lines in different colors for where you put the different zip ties there. And then he's tightening these by hand, which is time consuming and not as effective. We have a really good zip tie gun that we use now, and it's definitely important to have the right piece of equipment for tightening those zip ties. I will get you the information on the zip tie gun as well. It cuts a really nice clean edge off of the zip tie, so it's not sharp at all, which is very important. Here he's tightening again by hand. The zip tie gun that we use will tighten it to the perfect tensile strength every time, and will clip the tie. You'll see him also clipping with a fingernail clipper or a toenail clipper here pretty soon, and that is to get the rough edges off of the zip tie. There it is. It's very important that there are no sharp edges on the edge of that zip tie, and with that particular zip tie gun that we use, it clips it so clean that you don't need to go back and revisit it to get it smooth. Here it's showing we're using a jigsaw to actually cut the Fluffilos to get a nice clean line. The saw that we use has no teeth on it whatsoever, so we get a nice cut. It does fray the yarn a little bit, but it's much faster than cutting through each piece by hand with scissors. It can be done with the scissors, it just takes a little bit longer. So obviously safety is an issue here. You need to be very, very careful with those fingers, which is why we have a jig there to make sure those fingers stay protected. So just cutting those, and then they will still need to be trimmed because the edges do fray a little bit, and they don't come out perfectly round. They'll come out a little bit oblong. So once they're trimmed, we usually fluff them in a dryer for a little bit to get all of them fluffed up and ready to trim, and then we just trim those edges and make them round from there. You can't, it's a little bit oblong, you can tell in that picture there it's a little oblong, so he's just going to go around the oblong edge and round it up and make sure there's no yarn pieces that are straggling out or that it's not misshapen. So there it is. That's how we make our Fluffilos. Hope that helps.